This is the Ferrari California. But before we can talk about this car, we need to talk about this one, the Ferrari F40. A vehicle that is little more than a stripped-out, tire-smoking, fire-breathing race car. This was Ferrari's no-compromise attempt to build the best-driving car the world had ever seen. Now let's rewind to the California. This is not a stripped-out race car, nor is it without compromise, nor was it especially well received by the die-hard Ferrari fans. But Ferrari didn't build this car for the tifosi purists. They designed it to attract new Ferrari buyers, a glimmering piece of bait to lure old men away from the Mercedes dealership. So if you're more likely to watch CNBC than an F1 Grand Prix, but still desire more excitement than an AMG, the California might be your cup of tea. The 4.3-liter Ferrari V8 will blast you from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Quick enough to prove yourself to some young whippersnapper at the stoplight, but docile enough you won't soil your undergarments doing so. The California won't scare you in the turns either. With only 360 pounds-feet of torque to its 450 horsepower and a weight distribution slightly skewed towards the rear, you don't have to worry about losing the back end as you accelerate out of the corner.
Even for someone who would much prefer 3 pedals and a roll cage, I can't deny the joy that driving this car gives me.
Now, I don't want to give the impression that the California is a gift from the driving gods. It's not. Ferrari built it as a weekend car and not a track day star. So, there are a few things which driving purists might find unfavorable.
The steering, for example. It's very precise, but a tad sluggish and rather numb. Almost as if they've injected the steering column with a shot of Novocaine. You could run over a dead squirrel and neither of you would know.
Handling-wise, it actually hugs the road quite well, but weighing in at a hefty 2 tons, you reach the limit of grip much sooner than you'd like. And did I mention the absence of a dry sump? Now, in the California's defense, it'll probably never see a track day, so these shortcomings don't really matter. After all, it's still a blast to drive, and what's far more important to a California buyer is the design. Most would agree it looks quite dashing from the front, although these garishly bedazzled headlights might look more at home on a blinged out Honda Civic than on a $200,000 MSRP Ferrari. But I digress. The back is where things really went wrong. In order to accommodate the retractable hardtop and still have room for 2 golf bags in the trunk, the designers have had to put function over form, resulting in a huge back end that diminishes the sleek design. And while a large rear might be an asset for your Tinder profile, it doesn't look sexy here. Even the car is aware of its unfortunate appearance. If you imagine the taillights are its eyes, it looks like it's frowning. And that's not its only problem either.
You'd think that these are the brake lights, but they're not. Because of some stupid US law, the brake lights are actually down here, which can be confusing to the other drivers behind you who think that your brake lights are out. What a shame.
Thankfully, though, you don't have to look at the unflattering rear end from in here. As soon as you enter the cockpit, your nostrils are imbued with the intoxicating scent of fine Italian leather, which covers every surface, save for those encased in carbon fiber. The steering wheel suggests that you're in a Formula One car, and if you don't know what that is, there's a plaque over here to educate you, you ignorant bastard. The only thing hampering the prancing horse prestige is this head unit, sourced from the Chrysler parts bin. What a blow to your ego if some plebeian were to point that out to you. But Detroit stereo system aside, this car gives newcomers everything they could want from their first Ferrari experience. It's fast, fun, and minus the rear end, fairly good looking. No one will turn their head for your stodgy old Mercedes, but prepare to be ogled by everyone as you cruise by in your California. They've given it a fistful of Ferrari flash packed with Porsche practicality. It's comfortable and luxurious without the lethargy of a Lexus. Its versatility shines through, whether you're banging through the gears on a mountain pass, cruising to the country club, or even picking up the kids from school. The California serves you a steaming hot cup of competence. Will this entry-level convertible ever rise to F40 levels of mystique? Probably not. But if this higher volume GT car creates more customers for the Cavallino, it gives Ferrari more funds to build the F40 of the future. And that is something any tifosi can get excited about.